We interrupt Ian's vacation for breaking news. Am I wrong? Oh boy. So it's finally happened. Welcome to Teal Town USA Live with breaking news that the San Jose Sharks have signed, I guess extended Kiefer Sherwood to a 5-year deal. So we welcome you to this live semi-emergency podcast. If you want to be part of the show, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world on the YouTube page or the app. You can always follow us on the socials. Find everything at tealtownusa.com for now. And if you want to support the pod, you can always hit us up on Venmo at tealtownusa or with the super chat donation if you're watching us live. If you're not, please leave a comment down below and ask why on earth we're doing this, because
this is what we do. This is what we do, man. I don't know what to tell you.
So it is Ian, it is Eric here. We are at Stanley's Sports Bar. A little bit of a detour for showing you around. We'll show you around the rest of the Sharks Ice after this. But so Kiefer Sherwood,
yes,
is a Shark for the next 5+ years.
Yeah, he is. Give me a second.
I
need to put the banner back on.
Oh,
look at me
thank
go.
you.
I'm just doing all the stuff here. Let me see the chat.
There we go.
Hello, Captain America. Hello.
What's up, Logan?
All right.
Good to see you.
Let me know if I'm too quiet. I'm trying not to be like super loud because I'm trying to be respectful of other people who are chilling in Stanley's here. But if I do need to speak up, let me know and I will try and do so.
Trying to get on there. No, I do hear you. So all right.
To know.
Yes. One timer saying, welcome Kiefer. Always nice to have a banger that can play offense. Definitely showed that last night. I thought easily his best game.
Yeah. Look, I like this player. I want to get that out of the way quickly here. Is I do like the player. I like the player a lot, actually. I think he's, he brings an element to the Sharks that they don't really have. He does have, he showed last night that he can contribute offensively, which is something that banging up guys in the bottom six don't really bring, right?
Right.
And I think that when you're talking about, team stuff, like I understand why Mike Greer likes this player. I understand why Mike Greer paid this player what he did and gave him the term that he did. But I think that I don't know. I don't love this deal though.
Is it the term? Is it the?
I think it's term and money, right? Like, okay. Here's the problem. Again, I can understand. I like this player. I understand why Mike Greer likes this player.
Mm-hmm.
I do get a little nervous about a player who's already, 30, having a career year. We've seen a lot of like flash in the pan seasons from guys like this, right?
Sure.
So obviously a 5-year term's concerning. The cap hits concerning as well. I think the cap's going up, right? And the argument you're going to hear about this is, well, okay, the cap's going up, so it doesn't matter.
And I kind of mentioned to you is like maybe we still have a little bit of code cap brain, a little bit on this deal, just because of we were in like that $80 to $88 million range, and it's supposedly getting close to hundo for next season. So I can see that, but it's still a little surprising.
It's really, and I think the thing that concerns me here is the other thing too, is what do the Sharks see in this player? Because when I see this player, I see a third line energy guy that can, who's going to hit everything, who can give a little offense. But when he came to say, first thing they did was put him with Macklin, Celebrini, and Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I do wonder if this is a situation where the org sees a different player than what they actually have.
Okay. What would you say? What would you say his comparable to? Because I'm wondering if Greer is thinking like some sort of, and I'm trying not to say that it's like low key, like like a Bennett and a Martian who can have a scoring touch, be a thumper, kind of can try to get underneath the opponent's skin. I mean, again, we saw a lot of that
Sure.
last night.
Yeah, the differences between a Brad Marchand and a Sam Bennett is that those guys were players in their 20s. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is you can compare them. I think stylistically, sure, you could make a comparison there, but I think this is where like kind of the buyer beware comes in, right? Because
Right.
like Brad Marchand in his 20s was still Brad Marchand.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett in his 20s is still Sam Bennett.
Right.
Kiefer Sherwood was in the AHL.
Yeah, and meanwhile he's 31 years old. This is going to take him to 36. um, and was it Kevin I was talking to you about? He was talking about
Lacey, yeah.
that the how the long lasting that on that though.
Yeah, like his brother played a very similar style, and this is Lacey. I'm going to give credit to Lacey here, but basically, he played kind of crash around, flash in the pan, and then had no shoulders left in 3 years.
Yeah, so that's kind of the worry with that. But do you like where he's been? I mean, yes, Graf on with celebrating Smith.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm glad that the Sherwood experiment ended with Macklin, Celebrini, and Will Smith. I don't think like stylistically that was a good mesh, and it took a little while for them to go, okay, like we've tried this, we've done it, now it's time to move on. Putting Colin Graff there obviously is always a good like for Wasowski to do. Because I don't think, I mean, when you're looking for guys that can play that other side, I think there's really only a couple of guys. Toffoli has it himself this year. There's that. And then, obviously, they've tried other guys there. The only two guys that I've really liked on that line on the wing is Colin Graff and Igor Chernyshев.
Yep.
Right?
I'm in agreement with you on that. I think they match the speed.
And everyone else they've tried there has had pretty mixed results. I don't think I think Eklund's okay there when they throw him on occasion, but I think like the reason I like Igor Chernyshев there is because he's a big body that can kind of go down the corner, protect the puck, and distribute it to, he can get into the really dirty areas and distribute it up to either Mac or Will. Off they go, right? And I think that's like Sherwood likes to bang around and stuff, but he's not a big body.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Which agile and a little bit. I saw him a couple of times last night, and I hate going back to last night because it just showed what he was doing, but he was a little agile to trying to get in between, and such. So that can be a thing. But yeah, he's also a thumper too. So
yeah, like I said, and and I'm gonna repeat this a few times. Like I do like this player. I think there's room for a guy on the team. Again, like it's just the flash and pan risk that I don't like. Cap's gonna go up, and it's gonna go up pretty consistently. So like by year 4 or 5, provided his shoulders haven't fallen off like Lacey, like is this contract gonna be an absolute deal breaker? No. The Sharks still have to hit the floor, but I think the thing that people have to understand also is like guys are gonna get paid soon.
Yeah.
Macklin Celebrini is going to come out of his ELC. He's going to get handed a blank check by House of Plotner, and he's going to fill in the numbers, right?
Right.
Will Smith is going to need new contracts soon. Now, is Will Smith going to get the Macklin Celebrini blank check? No, of course not. But he's going to get paid. As more of these guys come out of their ELCs, I think you're going to see, like, I don't think all these guys are going to break the bank coming out of their ELC. I'm not super concerned with that. But as more guys come and as more guys get better and better, like Will Smith is 19 goals, almost, he's a goalie from a 20-goal season. 20 scorers get paid. 30-goal scorers get paid. Like there's still a lot of season left. Michael Misa has come on of late. Now that's a problem for a few more years,
Right.
but eventually, right? That's the thing, right? Like a lot of these guys are going to get paid. So the problem with giving a guy like Kiefer Sherwood this money is in the bottom six. Like, you want to find efficiency in your money so that you can pay your homegrown players. And I think that, like, that's my concern, right? Is like if you start paying guys over market value deal for Sherwood, if you continuously pay your bottom six guys over market value, you're going to squeeze guys in your top six. Now, bottom six is important. Bottom six is what win you Stanley Cups.
Right.
But you have to make sure that you have money available for your top six guys, your Will Smiths, your Macklin Sullivan's, your Michael Misas. Eventually, hopefully some defense gets added in there too.
Right. No, a lot. You can go on. I was just listening to his comments. Isaac Yo saying we got a ticking time bomb for our salary when Mac, Will, Misa, Regenda, Cherney, Graf for money.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I
and
like
Asky too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Askarev's got to button this down a little bit. Like, obviously, I think Askarev's a guy who's going to have a really big next season when he goes into his, because he'll be in a career contract year next year. Sorry, so I think he's going to have to, I don't know, maybe significantly is overstating, but he's going to have to improve his play a lot next year.
Oh, big time!
Make a serious long-term big money thing. Like, I don't think he's earned that yet, but contract year next year, we'll see what he does, right?
Right.
Colin Graf. Colin Graf's the guy that's going to have to get paid again. Is this going to be Macklin Celebrini money? No, of course not. But he's going to get paid. Like, a lot of these guys are going to start coming off of these $1 million ELCs, and all that cap space that everyone thinks that we have right now is going to quickly evaporate, like, before your eyes.
Yeah, and it goes quick. It's going to go fast, and you're going to go, oh crap.
And that's it,
Where's
right?
Our
and Sun Devil makes like a really good point, right? Like, no way we can. The Shark defense, like the defenseman problems, these are going to have to be solved via trade. There's not. You can't. We can't draft another defenseman this year. I mean, if the Sharks make the playoffs, if they, get a bump in the lottery, okay, you can grab a guy that might be a little, ready sooner than later.
Right.
But anyone else you're drafting this year, especially if you make the playoffs, you're late in the first round, right? You're not super late, obviously, but upper late first round, right?
Right.
Then at that point, like, you're not drafting a guy who's ready this year or next year, probably.
Right.
You're drafting a guy that's going to need seasoning. Like, the defense is something that Mike Griff's going to have to aggressively address. It's going to cost money, and it's going to cost, it's going to cost money, and it's going to cost capital, like, whether that be players or picks. It's something that he's going to have to address in a way. So, I mean, obviously, again, you got to make sure you have cap space for whatever that looks like.
Definitely both. Ruben's saying for the money, sure, will now be making. I need to see him in every scrum for the remainder of the season.
Oh, you will. I mean, that's his game, right? Like, that's, again, this is why I like this player. That's his game. He's gonna hit everything that moves. He's gonna be in every scrum. He's gonna be an absolute pain in the ass to play against.
Yes. Which I think, as we mentioned, the Sharks needed.
Yeah, they needed. Like, I do think they needed this player. I just, again, the term and money is concerning. Is this the end of the world? Is the rebuild cooked? Is it over? No. But it's something can't become a trend.
Right. No, I agree. Vince Alvarado saying if we win the cup in 3 years, then it's all moot. Let's hope for the best. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, if you win the cup, then who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But winning the cup is hard. There's 32 teams today. We don't know.
We don't know when they're going to consider them to start.
Expand again.
Right.
Stanley out of 32 teams. The fact that Florida's been able to do it in back-to-back years is, like, statistically is crazy.
Right.
Because it's when you expand the league as much as you have, and I'm pro expansion, so I don't want to, like, come here and be like, oh, hockey and dumb places. As I sit in San Jose and do a podcast.
Sorry, that's funny. Go on.
But but as the league expands, I mean, it makes it harder, right? Because there's just
Right.
more and more teams that you have to get through. So like I said, is this an end of the world deal? No, but this can't become a trend. This can't become the norm going forward for paying bottom. Again, and it's the question is to me does Mike Grier see this as a third line guy when we're in fully operational Death Star phase, as I like to call it, or does he still seem like middle six or whatever? Right? And I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, and get back over here. I wanted to if and when the Sharks make the playoffs, we will see why the Sharks wanted him on in the lineup. I could see this signing look more favorable next season if we don't make it this year.
Yeah, I mean, look at they're trying to build something, right? Like this is trying to build something. But again, there are things on this team that need to be addressed and that are going to cost money. So when you give a guy Kiefer Sherwood over $5 million, because even 5x5, I was kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
But when you give a guy like over $5 million, right? Like not only have you kind of set the bar, so like when someone else comes in and you've set the bar now, so it's just going to escalate salary. And look, the rising salary cap is going to do the same thing. It's people are going to get paid more. I've said this on previous shows. That your $3 million guy is not a $5 million guy, and maybe this is it, right? Like maybe in the flat cap world, keep $5 million guy.
Right?
Is he a $6 million guy almost? But you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally. Where this team is at down the road.
Yeah.
When where this team is going to be at, and I mean, safe to say the rebuilding is finito now. I mean, and are trying to find the pieces. I think that kind of signifies this a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the right play, right? Like you can only build through the draft for so long. Then you have to start supplementing in other ways. Right? Like you can't just keep fire sailing every year, because you have to, at some point you have to make a step forward. The hardest part of a rebuild is ending it. The starting rebuilds, you just move contracts like crazy and
take an L for it,
accumulate draft capital and be terrible. The Sharks have done that. The Sharks did that for 2 years, more than that. But Mike Grier's been here for how long?
Going on. This is season 4.
Season 4, right? So Mike Grier's come in and he's done all the fire sailing and stuff. Like now you have to build. Now Macklin Celebrini showing that he is Macklin Celebrini, and now you owe it to him to build that team around him.
Yeah.
And that's what Mike Grier's trying to do.
Yeah.
Is it going to be perfect execution? No, never is. But
no,
I feel like he's done more. He's had more wins than losses for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I don't want to come out here and say this is a loss, but like it's a concern. And it's a like I said, it'll be interesting to see what the trends do from here on.
Yeah. Oh, Sharks last thing. Hey, did you guys run into Jumbo at Sharks Ice yet?
No Jumbo.
No Jumbo yet. No, yet. Not yet. That was one thing with. And by the way, Sharks Lab, thank you for your contribution for the Sharky to enjoy.
I appreciate it. It was super cool. It was so fun.
Yes. The other thing is we didn't get to be completely toured around, so maybe we'll do that before we get a bite to eat and figure that out. I think this does a whole lot for the deadline for the Sharks, but like Sendell saying, do we bring a defenseman at the deadline now? Now that you made the Sharks, go on a heater.
Yeah.
Way to go, Ian.
Well, okay. So here's the thing, right? I think if you're Mike Grier, you're going to be very careful. You're not just going to buy at this point. Like, I don't think you're to pick up, but I think if something comes available that you think will help the team going forward, I've kind of been really consistent with this thought. Right? I think he's going to do things like this Sherwood trade acquisition isn't for the playoffs this year. It's for next year. It's for the year after. So I mean, if there's a defenseman that becomes available that Mike Grier thinks will help this team long term, I think he's gonna pull the trigger on that. Is he gonna buy a defenseman to get whacked by Colorado in the first round? No,
No.
no, not at all.
But
so I don't think Mike Grier's gonna rent, and nor should he be renting.
No.
That
No.
was the thing with Sherwood, right? When that trade happened, it's like, okay, this is fine, but if this is a rental, this is not good. Well, it's not a rental. This is obviously something that he thinks will help the team going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and that's what the Sharks should be doing. So I think if it's a situation where, yeah, absolutely, if there's a defenseman that he thinks is going to help the team going forward,
Yeah.
he'll pull the trigger, but he's not going to make a move just to push for the playoffs this year. It's all about the next 3 years.
And speaking of consistency, that's kind of what he has been saying this whole time
and
too.
Credit that. So there's nothing in what Mike Grier said, and the difference obviously between Mike Grier and Doug Wilson is like Doug Wilson would say a lot of words without saying anything. Mike Grier generally tells you what's up. Like every time, you can always go back to when something happens. You can always back to something that Mike Grier actually said. Whereas like Doug Wilson would just give you a word salad and not actually answer your question. Just he'd say a bunch of words, but not actually. He'd say nothing in a 150 words.
Why am I all of a sudden hungry for a word salad? I don't know. But I can't see them making any move. The thing is that you also look at this division, and yes, I don't have the standings up right now, but they're right in the thick of this playoff race, and considering how the division is, they're 6 points out of first. Where if they continue on this run, they can go at it depending on what everybody else does. But they also have games in hand among the teams, at least one on the teams that they're chasing right now.
Look, I haven't changed my mind. Like even when they went on their slide, I was still like, yeah, but they're not completely out of it. Like if they had lost every game, if they had won their last two, that would be concerning. But like they've had along the way, but they haven't had a complete bottom falling out yet. They beat Edmonton, they beat Winnipeg, they beat Montreal.
Right.
Until they're dead and out, like I believe they're going to be in the playoffs, and that's fine. I know some people prefer. I don't think, to me, it would be really bad for just everything. Like I think that's how you build losing cultures. Like if Mike goes, I think he has to obviously look at options where he can maximize value on some guys who may not be back next year. Right. Pavel again is a big come to mind on that, right? So I think if you can sell for something that's going to help the team going forward, you probably have to do it. But this is. No, he can't fire sale this team again. No. Like this team is too close, and I think that's you want to build a losing culture. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
you let a team get this close to the playoffs, and then under them.
Right. Jules saying the Sharks' top 9 next year is looking really good. Graf, Celebrini, Smith, Misa, Eklund, Sherwood, Igor Chernyshov. You could have guys that are with the CUDA, maybe like Musty and Haltonen.
Yeah, I think those guys probably need a little more time. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are really, really exciting. Yeah. It's just now the key is to complement those guys with and make sure that they have something to play on. And obviously, the blue line is a giant concern. So.
Yeah,
so that's something that's going to be very challenging for Mike Grier to solve because, people are going to immediately start screaming in the chat Adam Fox, but like there's until Adam Fox, like those guys generally don't get on the trade block, right?
Right.
It's hard to get those guys. So
yeah. Quickly going back to the Sherwood deal. The trade protection, you like it? I think a full no trade for next season. I get it. He's going to have a kid, in less than a month now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then progressively, dwindles down.
Yeah, no trades. Look at it's better. That's better than no move.
Right. Yeah, no, totally.
So let's. I'm just gonna run that, and this is
You're
for
good.
Wikipedia. So he has a full no trade clause next year. In 2028. He has a 16 no trade clause. That becomes a 13 team. Sorry, in 2028. And 29 reduced to 10, and in the final year of his contract, that becomes a 5 team no trade list. So I mean, this is fine. I don't look at no trade clauses are fine if it's not a no move.
Right.
You can dump them on waivers if you have to. You can, you know what I mean? Like, so if things do go awry, and you don't want them to, obviously, and I'm not saying they're going to,
Right.
but it does give micro options to move. And as he gets later in his no trade, team reduced every year. I look at guys want the stability. Guys want it. Do I love the no trade clauses? Like, obviously, I think people get their backs up. They look at, they think about like Doug Wilson when he just handed no move, right?
No.
And I think that's where people get concerned. But there's a lot more flexibility in a no trade list over a no move clause. So do I love it? No. Is it the end of the world? Also, no.
Right. I think it's more than fair. Doesn't really mean much. It just means he can't be traded to Canada in 3 years.
Right, yeah.
Oh, geez. Yeah, and the cap is going closer to $100 million next year.
Right,
so,
yeah. And I think next year, and it's going to continually kind of rise at that rate. You're going to see like $5 to $8 million rises probably for the next few years. So again, like, and as that happens, cap inflation, right? Your $3 million player becomes 5, your 5 becomes a 7, your 7 becomes a 9, your 9 becomes an 11, and then your superstars make whatever.
Here, the blank check, as you mentioned earlier. So, so yeah. All right. Well, I think we covered this pretty well, and we've, to the people who've watched, if you haven't hit that like button, only 15. There's 68 of you. Come on, let's get it up. For every like, it's an extra chip that Ian can eat for lunch later today.
Wow.
Yes.
We're gonna start Ian over. I hate this.
But nonetheless, we appreciate you guys watching. In case you missed anything, or you want to just again check us out on Teal Town, wherever you get your podcast. The audio version will be up shortly. Never.
We're on the go.
Oh, yeah, we are on the go. The YouTube, of course, hit that like button, that notification bell, so we know where you can join us there. Leave a comment down below if you're watching this on the replay. Ian, your final thoughts?
I'm not going to say on the Sharks do get this because I'm not convinced this is good. It's okay, though. When the Sharks do okay, it's okay, I guess. I don't know, man.
All right. Let's see.
If you're at the Barracuda game tonight, though, come say hello.
Yes, we'll be at TechCU tonight as the Barracuda will take on their typical Wednesday opponent.
Yeah, the San Diego Gulls. San Diego Gulls Wednesdays. All San Diego all the time.
That's a 7 p.m. start time. Jeez. So we'll be out at TechC for that. So yes, come and say hi.
Yeah, come say hi.
Yep. And then your finale will be Friday after the deadline against the Sharks and the Blues.
Sharks and the Blues, yeah.
That we'll see who's left with the Blues after that, because that might be the team that makes a lot of noise.
Yes.
Now, one thing before I go is to make Ian angry. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is $3.5 million and is being held out tonight for trade.
Ekman-Larsson is 34 years old.
It fits in right with their defensive core, right?
No, they don't need another shot, D.
I'm kidding. All right. So for Ian, I'm Eric. Thank you very much for watching. Keep it real. Keep it teal. Keep it real. Just got to get them riled up a little bit in here. Have a great day. We'll see you at XU later tonight, and then Friday for the trade deadline show. Wrong. Oh yeah. No. Well, that would have been. It's not the first time I would have done that. Have a